En daar zijn we. Hey everybody, my name is Kalle Slaap, Watchmaker from the Netherlands. And I just lost my screen, but everything is okay. Well, I think we have a very different and interesting watch for you tonight. Hey, Timmy from Devon, you're the first. It's Watch Whispers, Scunthorpe, of course. Ian, Bavaria, hey, so nice to see you. So, Florida, everybody is there. Wisconsin, worldwide Copenhagen, oh, love to be there. Sweden, of course. Hey, Andrew, hi there. I see your tag and I have to make... What was it again? So, nice to see you all on the Bluesman. Elder, leuk. Peter. Van Brabant tot Ohio and Birmingham, everybody's there. Hey, Neuchâtel, so nice to see you. Cool. Transylvania. Loved Transylvania. Oh, I think the beauty of the architecture and the nature in Transylvania, that was spectacular. Is there a small hole in my thumb? I think it is. So, well, it is an interesting watch. Especially because of the back. The complications on it, I think, are incredibly simple. It's a referee watch from the early 50s. Late 40s, early 50s. Referee, the corners and the goals. And you can simply keep track on the goals and the corners. But even more interesting, lovely design, and especially with the quarters there. The sport watch. It is a limited edition. Fernand Surdez, Le Jeu de Fond, Computeur, and that is just the brevet, is the patent, if I'm not mistaken. It is individual, handed out to the referees with an inscription, and it is numbered. And there are not that many made in only a small period of time. There's a lovely timepiece. And late 40s, you can see the crown, flat and quite wide, typically 40s. And the hands are elegant and easy readable, even though it's a very busy dial. Love that. So, let's open it and see from the inside. Let's make it clean again after a busy day. And then it might even be new old stock. So very gently how to open it. Well. Oh, I'll show you, by the way. Here. How to open it? By the finishing of the middle case. You can see it's all the way to the end, and you've seen it already. So there are different parts. Here the case back, the case, but then because of the complication, a different feature on top of a normal movement. There are two layers there. And you can see by the dial it's quite high. So this is the dial, and all this in the middle is complication. So I'm not really sure when I want to remove the movement if I first have to remove that one or that one in one go. We'll have a look. just normal bench knife, but this is a bit thicker than the knife part. And just simply push it in. There. And don't wiggle it that way, because you leave horrible marks. And now it's so unnecessary. So, we'll have a look. Number 232. And first I have to do a calibration. Now you are seeing the exact same thing as I'm seeing. I don't expect the movements to be very, very special, but I love to see the finishing of the layer of the complications. There. Not quite new old stock, because there is a Watchmaker mark there, and just a lovely perlage. Yeah. That's the one. Well, the movement. There's a shock system. Screws on the outside of the balance wheel. So early 50s. Perfect period piece with the blued hairspring. 16 rubies. You don't see that too often. Usually it's 15 or 17. And here's now one extra. And because that's an extra feature, usually the movement still says 15, even though there are 16, but now it's quite accurate. First thing that comes, well, several. Visual inspection, as always. Just by looking you can see and deduct so much. Looks a bit moisture here. There's some moisture there. I use packwood so I don't make any scratches or marks. Or quite heavy on the oil, but to me it seems moisture. I just love the layout of this. The font, beautiful. Start running, but here I think the click spring broke. I'm pretty sure the click spring broke. Do you see here? Supposed to go inwards, but it doesn't. There. Well, the good news, there's no power on the mainspring. But you cannot wind it. Well, that's the first. Lovely crisp finishing on the crown wheel. Here, lovely black polish. Even though the contamination, it is still beautiful. So, broken click spring. And here. Dial feet screws without a dial feet. Depends on how the complication is situated. I really do hope the dial isn't stuck in place with pips. There. The movement itself, like the 50s, there's from the late 30s into the 40s and just into the 50s, you get the beautiful organic design, the lovely flowing lines, and this is far more industrial. There. Still period, but yeah, you lose the artisanal side of watchmaking. It's far more industrial, and there's no wrong or no right. I just love myself the beautiful layout of the bridges and the cocks, and but that's just me. Here we see from that one and that one that the movement is coming out from the front, like we thought, because it's a huge dial, and now a small movement, so the dial cannot come out from the back because it's larger in diameter than the movement itself. I'm not sure if this is just a case ring. I think this part here is part of the case itself. Otherwise, this ring could be removed and still comes out from the back. Hey, Amanda, hi there. Magic Sticky Feet, and Sophia is there, lovely. Claire Lee from Cruel. Compteur, ja. Buonasera, Wim. Taalfiets stickers, I really do hope not. Hey, nu, even kijken. Guraft, hey, your name is very hard to pronounce for me. Guraftanwar? Guraftanwar. That's okay. Hey, Per, hi there, from Norway, lovely. Cool. I can remove the winding stem because we don't have to remove the power from the mainspring. Well, just lovely condition. Nothing wrong with that. Tighten the screw so the setting lever is still in place, which is it, which is isn't. Oh well, we'll find it anyway. There. I'm going to remove the ratchet wheel, but the slit in the screw is very thin. Again, don't want to leave any marks. Maybe daar niet. Just a minute ago, I did have a tweezer. Definitely not too long ago. Ah, here it is. Jawel. Nee, niet. Steel. Waar is dat ding? Can't be far. Die niet. Nou, jongens. Cleaned up my desk. You don't have to clean up. You just misplaced things. So, and I just made a comment on the industrial side of this movement. Then again, these screws are so much more artisanal with the flanged sides. Do you see that? Highly polished. It's a real transition period, the early 50s. These screws would look good in any high-end movement. Yeah. Just look at that. Beautiful quality. Then gently lift up. Well, this is steel, so I can pick it up with my titanium tweezer without leaving any marks. I don't think it is a new old stock. Here it is a bit worn. At least there's room for improvement. Hardly any end shake. Okay, now D. Yeah, why not? I'm really looking. Want to know what kind of click spring this is. Can we find one? Do we have to make one? We'll have a look. There. Ah, well, at least we know it's broken, but we already knew that. Two parts in place, so not wandering around in the movement itself. Yeah. Must be able to find that. So. Make sure there they are. So remove the case screws and then find out how to open it. So where did it put the jewel? Here, there's a capstone on the escape wheel there. So that's the extra 16th jewel. There we go. Hey Rob, goeie zien. Player as the cigarette maker. I'm not too sure. Oh, John Player Special. Ah, it was Norton, right? The black and gold John Player Special. I think it was Norton. The Isle of Man TT, well, icon, and Formula 1. Hey, very loose, way too loose. There, they made an adjustment for the case screw here. I think it's a factory adjustment to adjust the case to fit the movement. Lovely. So. And same there. Now the part I'm really not looking forward to. How to open the rest of the case. Yeah. 2 opening positions. One there and one there. Thing is, if I open that one first, the dial is exposed. If I open that one first, especially now we do not know how the dial is secured to the movement. Remember the dial feed screws? I'll make a decision within 20 seconds, but I have to. Yeah, definitely the dial is this level and pom pom pom. Because the pushers are in the case and the pushers are connected to the complication. We'll have a look. Ooh, I have to concentrate. Because this is the first time I see this kind of watch anyway. Yeah. Yeah, made a decision. Oh, sorry. I do that one first. There's still plenty to hold on for if I have to remove that one, because that will expose the dial, and because of the dial feed, the case screws are gone. There's room to move for the movement. So right in between there, and see what happens. That one comes off. Good news. As one piece. Oh, kijk. That's strange. Lovely. They just made an extension ring. Look at this. This bit is just an extension of the lunette. There. Why don't they make just one larger piece? That is interesting. Almost like an afterthought. That one was already produced, that one. And that one, they just needed the height for the complication. Why not make one part? Lovely, lovely train of thought. There. Yeah, definitely worn and used. There. I just love the shiny dots. That is well done. And for the readability. And this is typically more 40s even than 50s. The gold leaf on the numbers before printing. There. The alignment of the numbers was really hard to do, because it's printed in so many steps. Even here the alignment. There. And you hardly see it just if you see the watch. And this is just a lovely detail, that the alignment was so hard to do during production of the watch. There, even more, a bit of moisture. Here again the alignment. Lovely, 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 lovely. Okay, now, next. The pushers, are they connected to the, of course, but how are they connected? Here. Again, just visual before we apply some force. There they are. Look at that. There. Ooh! Did you see the... Here. The spring for retracting the pushers. Of course there are 4 pushers. There. That is elegant. Not taking any space. Do you see that it's just like a winding spring? Here. And it's just on the inside of the pusher. Keeping the pusher in place. Retracting the pusher. But there's no space for the spring itself. Elegant in its simplicity. That is well done. Lovely. Okay. Dial feed screw in the module. That's promising. Those are just centering pins. There. I cannot go higher with my microscope. That is possibly a screw for a dial, not a dial feed, sorry. The module might have pins, posts, and that screw might be securing the module. So that's the module screw and the dial feed screw. Yeah, symmetrical, makes sense. But now, remove the hands. And just look at the height. Yeah, I really do hope they're not too stuck. What levers to use? As you know by now, even though if you're a watchmaker for quite some time, it's still making decisions on the spot. There are well informed decisions, but still no certainties in watchmaking. I think for the small ones I need some oomph. I think I'll go for these there, because I can get quite underneath, and these ones take too much space. I would love to apply the force on a larger area, and I think for the subdials, these are the usual ones we use for subdials. Very delicate, very small, and I made them even way thinner than original. But I think I need some more leverage, so curving on the lower side. There, do you see that curve? I think I need the leverage on that. As you all know by now, after so many years of streaming, way over 9 years now, very flexible latex. And see what happens. Right to the pivot. There. Yeah. Happy with the decision for these levers. There we go. Interesting. Ooh, yeah. Here. It isn't centered at all, but this complication isn't driven by the movement, completely detached from the movement. So in this particular instance, this will not affect how the movement is running. I hope that makes sense. Of course, I'm going to try to solve the issue, but it's completely different than a complication driven by the movement. Sorry, I have to concentrate for a moment on the hands because they're quite delicate. Why are they sticky? Hands are quite sticky. That may be that it's incredibly magnetic. Yeah, they are. Look at this. They are incredibly magnetic. Oh, look at that, Edward! Lovely! You gave a membership to Brian. Well, welcome, Brian. Nice to see you. Here, I don't want to put in the winding stem because I have to turn the movement over. Gedoetjes. There's not too much space around this for the levers to go. So now I opt for first these hands and then finally that one. But the dial here, 1, 2, they all push to one side. And now, for the first time, I see the hands are way more purple than blue. Cool. Yeah. Now we have to make it. Oh, no. We have the luxury of an insane height for these hands. So now usually not a big fan, but in this case, definitely. Here. Just, well, not sponsored in any way, but the Bergeon are quite superior. There's so much space to place these. There. I think you know what I just did. I just placed that one underneath the hands with the opening over that one, and it's plastic, so don't leave any marks. And now I want some oomph to take off these hands. Usually really not a fan for the Presto tool to rest on the dial. It just can leave marks. But now, so protected, quite hefty dial. Now I want to use these. Even though still do that. Yeah. And not a fan because I cannot. I'm not fully in control of the leverage and the power, or not the power, the force I'm applying. With that tool. Now the final one. There. Just to the pivot. When you're closest to the pivot, you're not bending the circular bit. So it is so magnetic. It's insane. But not to the titanium tweezer. So, quite happy with the hands removed without leaving marks on the dial. All these are pushed to one side. This one slightly, yeah. I thought the center was a bit more. Yeah, well. That's not a lot of space around the hour wheel. I would have opted for a slightly larger center hole for the hands. Not much room for error. I call it a design flaw. Well, I really think and hope that this is the dial feed screw. And then I really would love to see the complication module, especially the finishing. See how it's done. Again, I don't think the complication has got no relation to the movement, just by pushing. Like an how do you call it? I'm not sure. There. What does it look like? You're probably the first to see because maybe I wasn't looking too hard, but I don't think I ever seen any information from this one on YouTube on the movement side. Look at that. It is not that finished, but really elegant in design. Here. Why are those screws so incredibly high? There's no need for that. Oh, maybe to give support to the dial because they are incredibly high. Spring, 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 spring. And here. Still quite nifty. They could have made it so much simpler, but they didn't. Look at this. It is elegant. Even though these springs, and they're only a few hundred made, but look at this. That spring, it is, please excuse me, for me a marvel in design, in simplicity. Okay, the execution, they could have made a nicer spring, but look at the design. This part of the spring makes it return, and you need that screw. This part of the spring makes this movable, so there's so much less stress on these teeth. Here. It is a lovely design, really is. There. Ever so slightly. Ja, leuk hoor. With the minimum amount of parts, this bit, it could have been so much more simpler, even though it's already simple, but it could have been more crude. But now with this, it is elegant and durable. It is not a gimmick. It is designed for a real function. This is not just, look at us. It's nicer than that. Definitely is. And you don't have too much space for an elaborate design because you have to do it 4 times. An insane cannon pinion in our wheel, because that's underneath the module. This is well done. Yeah. And you have to view it in a period. It is the 50s, late 40s, first half of the 50s must be with a design like this. Still don't know the base model of the movement, but I'm enjoying this. Lovely for you to be here. To have you here. Hey, did you see that? It was loose already. As in, Wow. And now I really do hope I can separate the module and the movement. What do you think? Check, check, triple check. There's the one. 180 degrees. Not missing. Ja, zie je wel. Haha. There and there. It is secured as well. Because this ring secures the movement. Again, a lovely, well-designed, well-thought-through process. So, double secured module. Now. Omega Speedmaster reduced. Are you taking notes? This is how it should be. Yeah. Robust. But let's not confuse that with lack of elegance, because it's made for sports. So look at that. Now this ring is securing the movement. And now I think we can separate, hopefully. Ooh. So. Well, the separation. Yeah. Look at that. Let's make it a soft landing. Before we have a look at the movement, let's see the module. It is quality. It really is. Okay, execution. And no, not even no. Joep, voep, voep. Herhaal laatste. Finishing. Not execution. Finishing. Execution is fine. And we've seen here quite a few crap modules. Even from renowned brands. This is... Okay, finishing can be better. Oh, ETA. And now we... Oh. Now we know for sure the moisture. Look at that. Hey, it's slightly different than usual. And I don't mean the click spring, the setting lever, sorry. Yeah, there's no problem whatsoever with that. There is the ring securing the movement, so we can remove that one. There's something different about the movement. This is incredibly, it's far more curved. Here. Have you ever seen an hour wheel like this? And did you feel it catching on the cannon pinion? Because it's such a large area, it was catching, so the performance of the movement could never been that right. That cannot be the reason for the click spring to break. Got nothing to do with it. But this is just slightly different. This middle bit seems so much higher than usual. So much higher that they had to mill out a piece to harbor the arbor of the main barrel. And the shock system is slightly lower. Quite different. And here again an extra jewel. It is different than usual. But now the huge cannon pinion. Have you ever seen one like this? Oh, Claire Lee, thank you so much. Yeah, we do. Usually I use this piece, I grab the cannon pinion and I slightly lift it. If they're not too high, there's no problem with that. You've been doing that for years, no problem whatsoever. This insane cannon pinion, I would love to. I don't know. I'm quite excited. Sorry about that. The center pivot, the pivot of the center wheel, might be incredibly high to harbor the cannon pinion over it. If I do this, sorry, behave. If I do this with the cannon pinion, I might damage the pivot of the center wheel. So it has to come off perfectly straight. So not many options apart from the Presto tool. Yeah. No decentralized second hand, so I can use the plate. But now is their grip. Is their grip. Well, presto presto. Let's have a look. I would love to have one without the middle bit. Adjusted already for me. Here. It's a Presto tool. Well, adjusted, I can say from I adjusted it. I just broke off the rest. There. Sorry. Ooh. That's the one. Oh, it's wobbly cam. There. That's the normal one. And you push it and you can lift. But with this one, so again, I can say I adjusted, but I just broke off all the other bits. And now I can just grab things. Let's hope it will work. Yeah, look at that. Huh? Look at this. Oh, well. Here. This is strange. With such a lovely design for the module and everything is spot on. We have an insane cannon pinion. Well, okay. But that houses still the central second hand, the sweep second, which isn't in use. Intriguing that they used a sweep second. That's a bit strange, isn't it? With all the extra friction. That is... well, didn't expect that. Oh, I didn't. I just see it now. Here. I missed it just now. They're the 16 rubies. And they're 17 jewels. That is strange because of course I can reason that they are 17 jewels. That's the industry standard. You hardly ever see 16 rubies, but I cannot believe they removed one. This is absolutely the original plate, bridge. And here, lovely. It is of no importance. I like it. I really do like this stuff. Completely unimportant. Yeah. Keeps the mind busy. And, okay, slightly critical. Why not? Why are there the dial feet screws still in place? If there's any stuff you don't need, just leave it out. Kan ik eronder komen? Yeah. So, balance wheel and cock at the same time. Because of the blue hairspring. There. This is unusual as well. Such a high screw in the pallet fork bridge, unusual. Raar. Ah, it's been surfaced here. Lubrication on the pellet fork, pivot. Yeah. Well. An ETA 1100. Oh well, why not? Lovely. Oh, you never seen it all in watchmaking. Never ever. Once you become complacent, or yeah, well, it will revenge itself. Always something different. A lovely twist on something already existing. Definitely been used. It's not new old stock. Yeah, here. Absolutely sure. And look at this lubrication there. Oh. Oh wow. And remember, the winding stem was completely dry and nothing wrong and okay, but look at this. Wow. Here. All the grease and the horribleness and here. I can write my name in oil. What did they try to... Well, all together now, you probably know what I'm going to say next. There's no problem in watchmaking, no defect in watchmaking you can solve by adding extra oil or grease. So, begs the question, what did they try to solve with this insane amount? Yeah. Yeah, many old lubrication. So they, because is this, look at it, it's flaky, it's completely dry. And this is from quite a bit of wear. You don't get this from maybe use it a few times. Completely dry, old lubrication. Here, runny, new oil. So this oil has to be added without a surface or rinsing or cleaning the movement. So they added oil and lubricants in order to solve a problem. This and this are two separate time periods. Absolutely no discussion. Well, And here the gear train. And especially here, look at this. Oil, just a tiny bit left, but the rest of it quite dry. Do you see that? So the oil in this, in the gear train, again, is a separate occasion than all this. Look at the escape wheel. So highly polished. The no need sweep second. Again, look at the dry lubrication on the bottom pivot. Strange. Adding oil. This is just... It is not the most expensive movement ever. But try to make a surface in black polish like this. Just try it. And this side isn't. So it is purposely done for visuals, this side. And it is of such high quality. Remarkable, different quality than the rest of the finishing of the movement. That is well done. Pooh. Exceptional. And the screws as well. They look from a completely different... they're supposed to be here, but the finishing of those screws is so high quality. And they are in an, well, quite normal movement. The difference is notable. Yeah, look at that. It's just... I'm so happy with my new camera. You can see even the difference in height. How much oil there is in this movement. Wow. As in, wow. And again here, the old... There. I think we found the missing ruby. Because 17 jewel is usually here. And you see that the middle bit is different than the rest. So they replaced a ruby with this steel bearing. and they adjusted the text for it, and that I find highly unusual. That they reduced a ruby from the number count. That's just a lovely small mysteries in a movement like this. Oh, so enjoyable. Is there any really important question I missed? Nicholas Hayek? Hey, Boulder Guide. Hi. Wastep? Yeah. What is your new camera? Chinese. Without a brand name. It is 4K Ultra. But that's it. 4K Ultra HD. Yeah. There. So, BHI, yeah. Lovely. But our academy will be really something else. I promise. So, is there a reset on the counters? No. Oh, lovely question, Rob. Wat goed. Ja. No reset. You have to push it all the way through. Ja. Leuk, doordacht. Okay. Would it still cause damage? I'm not sure. But we have to rinse it. And I would like to see if I can reset the dial. Because in this condition it could never have worked properly. Only the hour wheel over the huge cannon pinion, there was way too much friction. So this could never ever have any proper amplitude. And the broken click spring. And you saw the old lubrication in the gear train. And the insane amount of oil on such a strange place. So yeah, plenty of work to do. But what a lovely watch. Even though, again, the complication isn't that intricate. It is well done and beautifully designed. Not finished that nice. But who cares? The design is top notch. Yeah, would love that. All of you. There is an item on the Dutch TV about our atelier, our workshop, and probably within 2 weeks, we've seen it today for the first time, and it's lovely. Probably within 2 weeks we are allowed to share it with you. It has to be broadcast on TV first, and then we can use it on our YouTube channel. So all of you, thank you so much, and a lovely, enjoyable stream. Please hit the like button, that it would be very helpful. And all of you,